गिरिवरदारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरदारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरदारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरदारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यामुनतीरावनचारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यामुनतीरावनचारी यशोदनंदन व्रज जनरंजन यामुनतीरावनचारी हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय 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 नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 29, Shloka number 58. Karmani arabhate yena puman iha vihayatam amutran yena tehena जुष्टानि सयद अश्नुते कर्माणि आरभते येन पुमानिह विहायतम् अमुत्राण्येन देहेन दुष्टानि स यद अश्नुते कर्माणि अर्बथे येन पुमान् इह विहायतम् अमुत्राण्येन देहेन जुष्टानि च स यदश्नुते कर्माण्यआरभते येन पुमान् इह विहायतम् अमुत्राण्येन देहेन जुष्टानि स यदश्नुते
कर्माण्य आरभते येन पुमान् इह विहायतम् अमुत्राण्येन देहेन जिष्टानि सद्यदश्नुते
कर्माण्यभते येन पुमानिह विहायतम् अमुत्रायेन देहेन जुष्टानि स यदश्नुते.
Okay. So word to word meaning karmani. Fruitive activities. Arabhathe. Begins to perform. Ena. By which. Puman. A living entity. Iha. In this life. Vihaya. Giving up. Tam. That. Amutra. In the next life. Anyena. Another. Dehena. By a body. Jushtani. The results. Saha. He. Yat. That. Ashnute. Enjoys. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The results of whatever a living entity does in this life are enjoyed in the next life. Purport. A person generally does not know how one body is linked with another body. How is it possible that one suffer or enjoy the results of activities in this body, in yet another body in the next life? This is a question the king wants Narada Muni to answer. How may one have a human body in this life and not have a human body in the next? Even great philosophers and scientists cannot account for the transferal of karma from one body to another. As we experience, every individual soul has an individual body, and one person's activities or one body's activities are not enjoyed or suffered by another body or another person. The question is how the activities of one body are suffered or enjoyed in the next. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So it's a very, very important aspect. Question is mentioned, and no, this is a very nice statement also. It's not just a question. It's in the form of a statement also. We see that it's a very important thing. The result of whatever a living entity does in this life are enjoyed in the next life. So it is mentioned that astika and nastika. So like astika means like people who are theist, and nastika means atheist. So that is dependent on this particular belief or on the faith on this particular concept that the next life exists, and whatever I perform, the results I will enjoy in the next life. So sinful life means whatever I perform, I want the result in this life itself and immediately. No, that means sinful life. That means no, it is an atheistic life. No, theism means like no, I perform something and then it is taken that the result will be in the next life. No, one who believes in the next life, one who actually waits for the next life to enjoy. So such a person, like even for that sake, the lowest of the religious system is the karma yoga. So in the karma yoga, what is the belief? If I perform nicely all my duties, then I will be promoted to the heavenly planets, and then I'll enjoy there. It's not that I do something now and tomorrow I want enjoyment. No, it is not like that. Or do I do something now and then immediately the result itself should produce enjoyment for me now. So that activity itself should produce enjoyment. No, that is like nastika. No, that is materialistic. So materialistic world, we see that this is the conception. No, we will work hard, we will do this, we will make this place a nice place, and we will live happily, ever after in this lifetime. Not about the next lifetime. Next lifetime, who knows? Who has seen? No. So whatever we have to do, everything best in this lifetime. No, like that. So that is like atheistic life. No, theism starts when we start believing in the next life, and when we start, when we understand that right now I have my job is to render sacrifice, and like I will enjoy the results of that in the next life. So this is a very important principle in that way. So in the Sanskrit, like asti means it is there, and then na asti means like it is not there. So asti means like the next life is there, means he is astika, and then na asti means like no, the next life is not there, that means he is nastika. So based on like whether he believes in the future lives or not, he is theistic or not atheistic, it can be determined actually. So that is a very nice principle. So like it was there in it was described in one of our Namashra Bhakti classes. I think in the first class itself, this was described. So this Prabhu was mentioning like how is the theistic this one viewpoint is. Theistic viewpoint means next life. So I will get liberation. This what is that? The karma yogis, they think that I'll get this one heavenly pleasures in the next life. And then this one Ashtanga yogis, they also get this one in the next life. And then the jnanis, they get liberated after this life, like that. So it's all about after this life, So that is the thing that is taken into account. And here Prabhupada actually raises few nice questions, or giving exactly the purport of the question. Is a person generally does not know how one body is linked with another body. So how my suffering is carried on, or my karma is carried on to the next body. What is the link between this body and that body? And how is it possible that one suffers or enjoys the result of activities in this body in yet another body in the next life? Many times people ask, like, what do I know what mistake I did in the past life? Why I am punished now? If I did something in the past life, like I don't even know the environment, I don't even know the people, nothing I know, simply, I, at least what mistake I did, please tell me, simply you are beating, like that. So it is, the living entity is not able to understand only what mistake he has done, but simply he is getting beating. So the people many times ask this question. So this is a question the king wants Narad Muni to answer. How may one have a human body in this life and not have a human body in the next? So even great philosophers and scientists cannot account for the transfer of karma from one body to another. So this we see that in the case of Mrigari also Narad Muni told, you see you are doing all these things and then the next, after you quit your body, all these animals that you have killed will come and actually pierce your body and things like that. And then you will have a degraded birth and things like that. So like it's always imagine that either this human form of life is there, how in the next life you will get degraded. So that's a kind of that's a very difficult thing to imagine for common people. And Prabhupada is mentioning even great philosophers and scientists, they cannot account for the transferal of karma. Because these great philosophers and scientists, they don't know like how the karma functions. Karmana daiva netrena. So by by the direction of the demigods or by the direction of the Supreme Lord, so the karma of the living entity is carried on next lifetimes. But philosophers and scientists, they don't know the spiritual angle. They don't know even the full material angle also, where the demigods are involved in the management and things like that. So they cannot account for this transferal of karma, like how the the karma from this body is transferred into another body. So as we experience, every individual soul has an individual body, and one person's activities and one body's activities are not enjoyed or suffered by another person, another body or another person. Just like if I have some pain is there, only I suffer. How much close proximity you are there, until unless if it is a contagious disease, if corona hai to like chale jayega. Otherwise, like my suffering is my suffering. If I have some something somebody told me and I am very depressed, and the person next to me can be completely happy. This my feeling is not going to affect the other person's feeling. So in that way, like if in the bodily way, if we see one body to another body, like suffering is not transferred. So then how at the point of death, this body suffering will be carried on to another body which is completely unconnected. This body is lying down here, and that body is like yet to be born, and how it is transferred from here to there. So the question is how the activities of one body are suffered or enjoyed in the next. That is asked about. So this is the science. This is the way, like in fact we understand that how the subtle body actually carries the living entity, and also subtle body has the impressions, and also the demigods and the Supreme Lord himself are also completely in charge, and they know like who's going where, and they know like what kind of situation has to be created. So this the Kundli, like taking of the astrology is also like a very scientific this one. So when a person has a particular kind of karma, so he will take birth in particular kind of a time and particular kind of a place. Accordingly the time, place and the whole environment, everything is prepared for the living entity. So for this also, like we generally have this in the counseling, we generally tell this thing, that how much to endeavor for a particular thing. If I want to get a better job, if I want to get more money, if I want to do this one, like how much to endeavor. How will I know that this is the limit I have to endeavor, and beyond which I should not do, beyond which it is not appropriate. Atyahara, we tell that don't do anything too much, or too little. So how will I know my limit, like that. So the general principle that is given is, whatever you get by a minimal endeavor, by a legitimate minimal endeavor, that is what is designed, that is what is there in your karma, and that is what your life is designed for. And beyond which, if we endeavor too much, we may get something, but our life is not designed for that. So it will come and it will be a misfit, and it will create problem. So many times we have seen this thing happening. A person is like an average intelligence is there, and he can have an average decent job, and then he can maintain himself. But he has this one that, other friend of mine, he's got that job, and he is growing very nicely. I should also get that. And like, no, this guy is not designed for that. His life will not fit. And then he, by force, he endeavors, against his nature, and then he puts fake experience. He does something, and then he enters into the job. And then what is expected there, it's completely different. And what this guy can perform is completely different. And like thereafter, the life is completely miserable. I had one of my colleague, who was not fit for the job actually, and he used to break his head left and right. He used to struggle so hard, but he couldn't able to crack even one logic. Like it's very difficult for him actually. So this is like not fitting in his karma. No, not that which is not designed in his system. He's forcefully acquired. And that is going to be miserable. The forceful acquiring is going to be miserable. So this is then it could be a aspect of depression that मेरा इतना ही नसीब में लिखा इतना ही है मेरा इससे ज़्यादा कुछ मिलेगा ही नहीं. So the whole Varnashram system. Recently I was just studying Prabhupada's quotations and Prabhupada's lectures and conversations on Varnashram. This one. So Prabhupada very nicely explains that how this Varnashram. It is meant, like there are different classes of people with different levels of capacities. But materially speaking, whatever is your capacity, if you are a Shudra, just be happy doing a little work. If you are a Kshatriya, be happy ruling a big kingdom. But it doesn't matter. It is just to satisfy your material propensity. Just be satisfied. Jitna chahiye utna le lo, be satisfied and then progress spiritually. Real dynamics is there in the spiritual life. So like, the whole system of Varnashram is that a very basic principle, which I could, after reading few conversations and lectures, I could able to understand that whole principle of Varnashram is how to remain satisfied materially and how to progress spiritually. The progress and the dissatisfaction or the desire to advance and things like that has to be used. That propensity should be used for spiritual advancement. And materially speaking, it's like kuch kami nahi hai. Like if you are a Kshatriya, take big land. Prabhupada actually appreciates the British rule. British rule he appreciates, saying that see, there are Kshatriyas were there, and how did this British people organize the army? Prabhupada says that okay, like you are a Kshatriya, take big tract of land. I'll make you zamindar. You take big tract of land, you control. You want control only, right? Ishwara bhav, control. So whenever war is there, you come and fight. That's all. Kuch salary nahi, kuch nahi. Land is given, you enjoy. Like Prabhupada says, this is an amazing management. This is a pakka management where a person of a particular quality should be offered that kind of engagement. And like Shudra should be given work, Vaishya should be given opportunity to do his Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijyam, and Kshatriya should be offered opportunity to control tract of land and administer and do things. And Brahmana should be allowed to do his business of study and teaching and things like that. And everybody should be satisfied with his profession. So here's Prabhupada in one conversation he mentions, see, like barber's son, he becomes barber. Potter's son, he become potter. And then like this he mentions the various this ones. And they're satisfied. They don't want, even if you ask him, he doesn't have any aspiration. He's a potter and he's happy to be a potter. And uska kuch tension nahi hai, ye itna kama raha hai, wo itna kama raha hai. Kuch tension nahi. Mera life mein, mera pitaji ne ye sikhaya, ye karte jaunga. And sabka, for everyone, they were progressing on bhakti very nicely. So they were whenever a sadhu comes, they would respect them, they would serve them, and they had the inquiry how to advance in spiritual life. So that was Vedic culture. Materially everybody were satisfied. Like now you see what is moving the world, what is actually moving the world, I have to progress. Like the other person has progressed. When will I buy a flat? When will I buy a car? When will I do this? When will I do that? All these things, that is the thing which is actually moving. So for movement to happen, for life to be meaningful, always there needs to be a search. There needs to be a search, there needs to be something to attain, right? So in Vedic tradition, it was very nice, everybody knew the life's goal was to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. And materially, jitna hai utna, kuch rahenge. So they were completely satisfied and they were progressing spiritually. And in Kali Yuga, what has happened? The spiritual search is gone. तो अभी क्या करेंगे, लाइक नो कुछ ना कुछ तो लाइफ चलना चाहिए, तो मेटीरियली सर्च बनाना पड़ेगा अभी, यू नो. सो वी कैन नॉट रिमेन satisfied, we have to keep doing something, no, like we have to keep attending something. And material life, puna puna charvita charvananam. No, like if you do again and again, you'll after some years, everybody will get to know like nothing more is there. You know, in any angle you do, no, this is the same thing. No, there is nothing more. No happiness is there. But still, no, लोगों को क्या बताएंगे, like no, बड़े लोग हैं, like no, and the philosophers, scientists, or even the elders in the family and things like that. What do they tell? अरे like बेटा, like no, अच्छे से पढ़ना है, like no, जीवन ऐसे चलाना है, like no, शादी करना है, बच्चे पैदा करना है, ये सब करना है. तो like if you ask, no, were you happy doing all these things? They'll say like, अरे ये सब ऐसा सब मत पूछो, like no, this is the normal way of doing. ऐसे करते जाना है. And that is normal people's answer. And scientists, philosophers and all, they'll say, no, no, like no, there is something great to attain. No, they will define something and and define करते करते वो मर जाएगा. And then आगे पीछे आने वाले, like no, they will also no keep doing that actually. So the world keeps defining something. No, you see the newspapers and things like that. The sense gratification portrayed in different ways. They know it, like it is nothing more in that, but still they no life chalana hai, no, so something new is there, no, they'll just portray it as no something new is there. So whereas no, Prabhupada mentions in one of the lessons, in one of the purports, I think the first canto of Bhagavatam, where he says the history of the world is replete with no pastimes of the Lord, which makes it always fresh. No, why? Because Lord is no, like the first stanza of Shikshashtakam, it says no, that Anandambudhi Vardhanam. No, the Lord has the capacity to give you newer and newer relish. No, the nature of the Lord is like Rasovaisaha, and then no, this what is it? No, he's full. The nature is bliss, and when we connect with the Lord, we can get ever new no bliss at every moment. The same chanting can give us more and more bliss, and same no reading of Bhagavatam can give us more and more bliss. But even if you change the characters, even if you do different new films and things like that, materialism cannot produce so much of happiness. No, because it is not Anandambudhi Vardhanam. No, it is like Padam Padam et Vipadam actually. You know, it is completely different. No, it is only bitterness is there in the whole this one. And people are trying to change in different ways and trying to enjoy. No, so that is the this one that is there. And one another point by the atheists. No, they say that okay, no, whatever you can see is the things in this world. And you spiritualists, you keep telling like no next life, and koi nahi dekha, aapne bhi nahi dekha, maine bhi nahi dekha, koi nahi dekha, and it is just a cheating. No, you just tell that no, you work hard, no, kab milega salary, like baad mein dunga. You know, it's like that. So no, in that way, like they kind of put it. But we can see that yeah, the results of our activity are going to be enjoyed in next life. But you see the standard of happiness. Even the standard of happiness that is enjoyed by a materialist, no, who believes in this life only, and a standard of happiness enjoyed by a person who is no believing in the next life and who's living a dharmic life, it's completely different. No, so he is like a person who is believing in only in this life. He is made to run pillar to post, and his his sense gratification is so so downtrodden, and then also sometimes he contracts diseases like what is that? Those who believe in this principle of immediate enjoyment and sex and things like that. So they get into so many diseases and stuffs like that. And they're like over indulgence in the what is that? Any of the aspect of the senses. No, it actually produces diseases. So like ehi samsparsha bhoga dukkha yone evate. Even if we want to have enjoyment by this model, that no kaun dekha next life. No, all these dharmic principles and things like that, enjoy in this life and try to do that, it is more miserable actually. So at least the people who are dharmic, okay, like they believe in the next life, but even in this life they are having good time actually. So that is a very good standard of life that this argument cannot be taken that आप पूरा next life के लिए काम कर रहे हैं, इस life में क्या है, like कुछ नहीं देखा आपने, कुछ enjoy नहीं किया, ऐसा नहीं है. So even a person who's dharmic, who's planning to enjoy in the next life, his life is so sublime and so nice even in this lifetime. So that is something very nice, and he doesn't exploit the nature, he doesn't exploit people. No, he is dharmic, and then by the way, he's having a very good result even in this lifetime. So, but the ultimate result, what he wants to attain, that is available in the next lifetime. But even in this lifetime, it is quite rewarding, quite very rewarding for him. So, in that way, like, this is always a very win-win situation. In this lifetime also it is win, and in the next lifetime also it is win. Now, austerities and penances and things like that, it's always beneficial. It's always very, very beneficial. So, we see that, like, there is one parallel we can actually draw in our chanting. So there is always during chanting time some very important pressing situation or pressing argument the mind actually presents. And if you see, like, this is the time you have got, and if you don't solve this problem now, you will miss it. You are missing it a lot actually. And then see, you have every day you are chanting, every single day you are sitting and chanting. But this issue is very, very important. Now you have to attend to it. And tomorrow you can chant nicely. The mind gives nice argument. And then, just this one time let me attend to this, and rest of the life I will not deviate at all. I will chant fully, absorbedly. And that day never comes actually. And the mind actually always puts this thing. And we should give this argument saying that, see, the life is there, a lot of time is there in the life. And a lot of time is there in the day also. I will devote completely for this idea. Throughout the day I will devote completely for this idea. Right now I just want to focus on the holy name. For holy name I have only 2 hours, and rest of the things, like, I have whole day is there. I don't have any problem. I will carefully and peacefully and fully attentively I'll attend to you. Like that, we have to convince convince ourselves, saying that this time is only meant for chanting. And we will, most of the time we'll see the ideas that we actually try to implement and things like that. So they will they will not occupy much time. Later on, if you sit and think about or ponder and stuff like that, and it will not take much time. Very quickly we can come to a decision. But the time of meditation is very, very precious. So when we are actually sitting for the japa meditation, the chanting, it's very precious, and we have we have to fully be focused on the sound vibration. And especially one test that we always put through is that when you chant the Prabhupada Pranam mantra and then the Panchatattva mantra, so if it is going without your knowledge, that means the focus on the mantra is not very proper. It just it is. We can actually judge the quality of the round by the transition between the rounds actually. So in that way we can see that if we can put our focus, and at the same time, all of us will have this experience that whenever we focus on the names and clearly and very legibly we chant, and then we focus on the names, we find it we find a very great levels of satisfaction over there. It is completely different. The experience is completely different. So this has always been the case that if we can put this modern the modern philosophers have come up with this idea of being mindful, being being in the present and stuff like that. So this is the very basis of the system of all the yoga systems that we have, and especially the Bhakti Yoga system, where when we are there in the present activity of the chanting, so if we can just focus on the mantra very clearly, and not give way for the arguments of the mind. The mind actually tries to give very, very valid reasons, very valid arguments. Why you have to attend to this issue at this point in time. And we should also have very valid arguments saying that I have a whole day to deal with it, and right now I am there only to focus on the mantra, and I'm not going to deviate at all. So that focus, that actually helps us a lot. When we do that focus, and rest of the day also, we are able to focus on all other services very nicely. So, but if that focus is not there, so it is going to be completely disturbed. So the strength of or the asset of a sadhu is the yajna that he performs. For example, we see in the Bhagavatam also so many cases. In the beginning of creation, Daksha was there, and then we see the Prachatas were there, and so many different personalities were there, and everybody had some service they were asked to do by their superiors. And first thing that they do is tapasya. The focus. The first thing is we do the tapasya, nice focus, and then the resultant of that is the whatever service is there, it gets done very nicely. No, if the tapasya is not proper, so then if the focus or if the meditation is not proper on the Supreme Lord, so then the service, no, it doesn't, it loses its quality. No, it loses its no, divinity and quality actually. So it is all about, no, even like Krishna also mentions that Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. So like, no, think of me always and then no fight. So this is a very important quality that, no, for performing our services, we need to perform this yajna very carefully, this chanting process very carefully. So when we do that very nicely, so then the rest of the things will automatically fall in place. So I always remember this shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions that if you remember Lord Chaitanya, even the biggest of bigger problems, you can handle it very easily. But if you don't remember the Lord, so then it becomes very difficult. Even the smallest of things, becomes very difficult actually. So in that way, the remembrance of the Lord is the essential quality. And then recently we were studying in the Bhagavatam that if the mind is disturbed, so then if we can actually focus on the Supreme Lord, so if we can actually focus on the Supreme Lord, immediately the mind and senses comes under control. No Savai Mana Krishna Padaravindu. So it's a very important principle. So whenever there is a disturbance in the mind, whenever there is a disturbance in the thought process and things like that, if you can take some time out and then focus, and whichever activity is like easier for us to focus, either chanting or even just presenting ourselves in front of the Lord and then meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. So this makes a tremendous difference. Just doing for a little bit of time, we can just, even for a few minutes, if we can actually practice this, immediate difference we will be able to see. There is a great lot of difference that actually happens. So in that way, this focus is very essential. And the modern civilization is all about comparison, and it's all about what's going to happen in this life, and so much of impatience is there. But Vedic civilization means I'm satisfied with what I do, and then there is focus in Krishna consciousness, focus in growth in Krishna consciousness. These two things are very prominent. So materially satisfied and spiritually trying to advance. This is the essence of the Vedic this one. And they don't have any tension. They can the translation of today's shloka is the result of whatever a living entity does in this life or enjoyed in the next life. So he doesn't have any tension what's going to happen later. So he's aram says he's willing to wait that time. So with this, I just pause for the discussion. Any questions or comments?
Thank you very much, Rohit. Nice definition of Nasti and Nastik and Nastik. And this thought process, where this point which Prabhupada has highlighted, that even the greatest of philosophers and professors and scientists, they don't know what is to happen to them in the next life. They have so much of intelligence and they have so much energy to agitate their mind on various subject matters. That is such a waste of time. If that could have been utilized in reading the Bhagavad Gita, they could have understood. So that activity of theirs, where they are simply amassing degrees after degrees, but not actually understanding in which direction they are going. It is like the rabbit mentality. The rabbit sees the wolf coming in front, it just closes the eye. It is not that these scientists, philosophers and great people, they don't see the dangers of life. They choose to ignore it with a bottle of wine, and they choose to ignore it with some communism or Marxism. And they are thinking that this communism and other things will save them. So this is silly rabbit mentality. That's what I wanted to say. The main problem in the world which you highlighted is that people are not realizing that bliss lies in things related to Krishna and not in the material arena. Simply if somebody can focus on Krishna and things related to Krishna, like the holy name, then automatically their senses will be engaged in the service of Krishna. And then the Chaitanya Charitamrita says, Anandera Sima Noi Nirananda Durejaya. So they will experience a bliss which is unlimited, like you said, Padam Padam, not sorry, Ananda Mudina. So it is possible to experience a bliss which is unlimited, and it is possible to have a life where even in the farthest of vision we can't see any vision. But then the problem is this temporary pursuit of instant dosa, instant idli, instant happiness, instant car, instant loan,
Fast.
instant credit card, instant everything, instant karma. Everything is really simply killing the soul.
Yeah, this is very essential point actually. This instant wala, this one, very nicely brought about. So instant means like more we are accustomed to instant thing, and more the Kali Yuga culture is like instant. That is actually killing our Vedic system. That is actually killing our. This is actually the real threat of our Vedic culture. So it is more than any other this one. So this whole culture has penetrated very deeply into this one. So the Vedic culture is like satisfaction, and like this one, modern culture means impatience, immediately like we want this one. So that's the major, this nice point.
So work is basically meant for the satisfaction of the mind according to the Varnashram. But then instant thing means I'm not properly engaged. Things which took 7 hours earlier, they are now taking 1 hour. So what I'm going to do for the next 6 hours, I'm going to be patient. And I'm going to do some gratification. So even if earlier people would make idli, they would start from the morning, and they would churn it, and then they would make it. But now, sleep till 7 o'clock, get up and make it in one instant idli. So basically this instant culture is killing the engagement index also. So it is never going to keep people satisfied. One very nice point which you mentioned was that the asset of a sadhu is the yajna which he performs. So if this yajna is nice, then everything else will be taken care of. So this reminds me of many letters which Prabhupada has written, where people are asking so many questions to him. So he tells one of his disciples that you are in Germany, why are my books not translated till now, and this and that. And the disciple is saying that Prabhupada never did that, I was not educated. The only reason why Prabhupada used to engage me was enthusiasm. That was my only qualification. I had no material qualification. He was highlighting that Prabhupada was never impressed by material qualification, but only by enthusiasm. So he was telling that I didn't know German, I didn't know how to read and write German. And then Prabhupada was giving me so many big assignments. And whenever I would ask any question to him, Prabhupada would say, just chant Hare Krishna nicely.
Krishna will give you intentions.
And let Krishna will give you the intentions. So most of the questions Prabhupada used to give this answer. So that Prabhuji was highlighting that Prabhupada was not like an ordinary leader who would just dictate to this. He was very visionary. He used to let the people explore the genius within by chanting Hare Krishna. And then very nicely he ended the discussion by saying the meaning of the word genius. I also didn't know. So he said that genius means the divinity within. So actually the word genius means Krishna. And he is within. So when we chant Hare Krishna, that genius will help us. It's not that we will become genius. So that genius will help us, and the solution to all the problems is simply the nice yajna which we perform. Prabhupada highlighted it again and again. Just chant Hare Krishna and let the genius take it.
I just remember this one, like in Australia, deities are installed, and Prabhupada doesn't have much time to train the disciples and things like that. You chant Hare Krishna so nicely, and they will teach you how to take care of them. The Lord will teach, and Prabhupada goes to the Lord and these people doesn't know anything. Like, I'm leaving you with them. Please, you take care of them. And after a year, he comes back, and then deity worship is nice. Now it is everything nice. So it is very practical, In fact, Prabhupada is helpless. He has to expand the mission. And then, no, it's very nice principle. Like, no, he taught them that no, chant and no, Krishna will reveal what needs to be done and things like that. It was so nice. And even Vaisheshika Prabhu also makes this thing that like no, do nice morning program and then go out like that. No, it's very nice this one. So that's like our agya. So we have to do it nicely. Hare Krishna.
Why is not?
No volume.
Mic is switched off.
Camera bend to होता है? No.
पूरा क्लास ऐसे Hare Krishna, are we audible now?
It's okay.
Can someone respond? Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for the very nice lecture. You taught us about the difference between the sinful person and the dharmic person. The sinful person performs activities and he expects immediate results, whereas a dharmic person performs activities and believes that the results will manifest in the next life. So you mentioned this this statement: theism starts when we believe in the next life. So we must perform sacrifices and reap the benefits in the next life. And people do not know what is the link between this body and the next body. And they always be. This is a very common question: why am I suffering? And when we try to explain to them that it's because of the activity that you performed in your previous life, which has led to this suffering of yours, they're not ready to accept the fact that there is this concept of karma that is existent, and that's what decides what happened to them. And we must so eventually we must understand what our capacity is, and we must not. We must just do whatever is necessary, never over endeavor, because what we deserve has already been decided, and materially. So with whatever we have, we may be happy or in distress, but whatever it is, we must always be engaged in the service of the Lord, because eventually, when we are engaged in service of the Lord, we will experience that bliss, and we will be able to overcome that distress of ours. And you mentioned this very nice statement where for life to be meaningful, there must be a search. And until the Dwapar Yuga, people were always engaged in the search of the meaning of this life. But now people are always, in the Kali Yuga, that's almost non-existent, the search for the absolute truth. And people have taken to processes try to enhance their materialistic life. And this is what is causing all their unhappiness. They're looking for happiness in this life. But a dharmic person is happy and blissful because he is in the search for the absolute truth, in search of understanding that relation.
Calls for a lot of scientific advancement, lot of new things has to be created. So to keep the search on.
Yes, there's so many people like Elon Musk, and people they think that this Earth is not enough, so we can go to Mars and set up a big start a new civilization there. So many people are still stuck in this. They call themselves geniuses, but it's just material genius. But yes, maybe.
When the spiritual search goes up, then it's the whole thing is you're stuck. Material permutation and combination, and it's so vicious actually, very vicious.
And the strength of sadhu is the yajna he performs, and the quality of the yajna matters. So we must always be focused on the first activity that we start the day with is our chant. Our first is the arti, where we meditate on the form of the Lord, and then we offer our prayers and offer prayers for everyone that are there with us, trying to endure on this path. And then we take up the chanting process. So even there, we must always be focused on the syllables of the mantra. And so focus is very important. Whatever activity you're doing, focus is very important. And automatically, if our chanting goes well, then the rest of the day goes fine. Because when our chanting goes well, you attain that, you feel that bliss, and then automatically, whatever problems we have throughout the day, it doesn't matter. We'll be able to overcome all our problems. And towards the end, you mentioned where by remembering the Lord, we can overcome all our tasks, be it a big task or a small task. So this is a very nice point, Prabhuji, because this world is dukkhalaya shashvatam. There's always problems, but if we always remember the Lord, then we will be able to overcome all these problems of ours. And even because if we don't do this, then even a small task will be like a very big, boulder to overcome. It will be a big. It may seem big to us. So if you remember the Lord, we will be able to overcome all our problems. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for the nice class. So you mentioned about what is this varnashram. Varnashram is all about, like the whole purpose of varnashram dharma is how to remain satisfied materially and growing spiritually. But nowadays, this in the modern society, it is completely ulta. Means how to remain satisfied in material life. I have to achieve big and big goals. I have big goals, like Prabhuji mentioned, right? So many scientists and philosophers, they are trying to they want to create new things, they want to create inventions, all that, but ultimately that is not going to give us the real happiness. That ultimately give us misery only. Like for mobile itself, so we have an instant gratification we get through these mobiles. Means there is a positive aspect also, there is a negative aspect also. Negative aspect is more, I think, rather than positive. So but so yes, so for a devotee, whatever that we have, how can we utilize everything in the service of Krishna? That we have to search for. Means whatever the means, yes, we have to live in this world. We are in this material world. Okay, so living in this material world with all these worldly pleasures and all that. So how to remain Krishna conscious? So that can you elaborate? Yes. Miss, if we are not in the association of the devotees, we are outside. Okay, so
Either there could be a Paramahamsa, like who can, who's already enjoying the association of the Lord, or either there is a Paramahamsa who's already in association of the Lord, or no, in one senior devotee was mentioning this point that if he was there in one place where he was not having association in his initial days and all, so then he intensely prayed to the Lord, and there is no scope of any association, in that place, such a place in a foreign country, and then he had intense prayers. And then from nowhere, some devotee actually manifests there. So the Lord can do anything and everything. So we just need to have a sincere desire to be there in the association, and Lord will make some arrangement. And nowhere, like even in a desert, you will find a devotee. If just that desire is very strong and the prayer is there, so we will get something. That's amazing. So that's one important thing we should understand. In spiritually, now this is a very, very satisfying and very comforting kind of a feel, that whatever is needed in Krishna consciousness, if we lack any of those things, so what we need to do, we just need to offer prayer and maintain a sincere and strong desire. So the fulfillment anyway, it's come from the Lord. So I'm not going to get any use. I don't need to, I cannot even do that. So it is only Lord who has to give. So having a strong desire and having a prayer, that's all. Then rest of it, Lord is going to take care. And even in the desert, you will find some devotee. That is the power of the prayer, actually. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, very wonderful class. So you have given very nice class, Prabhuji. But one question is there, because many times in the morning I want to do my sincere japa, but you told that if you will meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord, or very focus or intense focus, if you will do the chantings, then this agitations, or you will able to nicely meditate on the name of the Lords, then all the agitations or things will go away. So we're trying, but that things will not working nicely. Sometimes it is not happening. So what we'll do in that case?
So few of the meditation like, is that one aspect that actually brings in a lot of focus is that if a particular thing has to happen, so in one way of approaching the thing is that okay, if it happens it is good, no, if it doesn't happen, no, let's see it tomorrow. So that is one way of approach. Or it has to happen but I can wait for it, no, so then that will have a different kind of a focus and absorption actually it brings in. And then I want it in near future, so then no, I want it very soon, then we get a different kind of an absorption. And then the next level is that I want it badly, no, without this काम नहीं चलेगा, no, I want it badly. So then the focus on absorption in that activity will become very strong. So have you seen like when I have this experience of once when I was going to the school or college, I forgot, like I met with an accident. So and then I was severely injured. So at that time I was like, generally some friends and all will be passing by in the same route. So at that time I was looking for my friends like very, very intensely. Means like they will be passing by, somebody will come to help me and things like that. It is that need, when its need is created. So otherwise in a normal day, like कोई आ रहा है क्या देखेंगे, like ऐसे चले जाएंगे, like कोई आ रहा है तो अच्छा है, like नहीं तो ठीक है, कोई आ रहा है तो like कुछ बातचीत करके चलेंगे, नहीं तो चलेंगे, like it is nothing much big this one. So here also, how to actually bring this point that if I don't focus, if I cannot focus, ये चलने वाला बात नहीं, like ये नहीं चलेगा, it is, I cannot, this is not a convincing thing for me, ये चाहिए ही चाहिए. तो वो वाला mood, वो वाला this one, like we have to bring about. And for that, there are certain ways, like it is all about like how I have seen that when college the first year boys, when they come, the seniors will catch, क्या तुम like what is that, you will not smoke or what? No, why will not smoke? You see, like take this, and they will start glorifying smoking, and they'll start, you have seen that, and थोड़ा मारेंगे, ये करेंगे, like, and then glorify करेंगे, and after some time that boy is convinced of the philosophy that he has to smoke, and then उसमें taste भी आता है, initially कुछ taste नहीं है, उसमें taste भी आता है. So it is all about how you prepare yourself actually, So if we tell to ourselves that what is the point that I have become a devotee, and like अगर कोई पूछेंगे तो अब तुम तो बोल रहे devotee है, like धोती कुर्ता पहनते हैं, like book distribution भी करते हैं, सब कुछ करते हैं, like तुम्हारा main activity क्या है, chanting, तो उसमें क्या आपका रिजल्ट आ रहा है, like आप क्या मेडिटेशन करते हैं, योगा बोलते हैं ना, भक्ति योगा बोलते हैं, तो आपको क्या रिजल्ट आ रहा है आपका योगा में, तो मैं कौन सा मुंह रख के कैसा मैं जवाब दूंगा उसको, है ना. तो लाइक हाँ नहीं रहा है, लाइक जो भी रिजल्ट आना चाहिए, लाइक वॉट एवर हैज टू कम, इट इज नॉट कमिंग, लाइक इट इज नहीं चलेगा, लाइक ये तो जो प्रभु जी मुझे लेके आए वो धोखा दिए, क्या कौन धोखा दिया है इसमें, ये प्रोसेस ठीक नहीं है कि क्या ठीक नहीं है, मुझे चाहिए जो जिस चीज़ के लिए आया वो चाहिए. तो हम लोग दुकान में जाते हैं, लाइक बार्गेनिंग करते ये करते, तो अरे मुझे चाहिए प्रोडक्ट इतना सस्ते में, इतने ये प्राइस में चाहिए मुझे. हाँ, तो अगर लाइक दुकानदार लाइक पैसा ले लिया, आपको प्रोडक्ट नहीं दे रहा है, ऐसे जाओ लाइक बाद में देखेंगे, तो आप छोड़ेंगे नहीं छोड़ेंगे. बट यार कुछ तो ऐसा हो गया कि हमारा कि लाइक इतना लाइफ में इतना टाइम स्पेंड हो गया, मूवी चला गया, ये चला गया, फ्रेंड्स चला गया, सब कुछ चला गया, उसके बाद में भी लाइक जो जिसके लिए ये सब छोड़ा था वो चीज़ नहीं मिल रहा है. तो फिर लाइक हमको इधर क्यों नहीं टेंशन हो रहा है हमको, टेंशन तो होना चाहिए, सो वो वाला टेंशन लाइक लेके आना चाहिए हमको. तो लाइक दिस एनी association which is making it light, saying that अरे चिंता मत करो, like मैं 10 साल से कर रहा हूँ, कुछ नहीं मिलने वाला है, like you know, आराम से रहो, तो you know, then हाँ तो मुझे भी नहीं मिल रहा है, लेकिन इनको भी नहीं मिला, मुझे भी नहीं मिला, ठीक है, लेकिन चल रहा है, गाड़ी चलाने दो, no, चलने दो, लेकिन वैसा नहीं करना चाहिए. That is a very dangerous association. The association should be in such a way that like we should have the anxiety to go forward. No, once that anxiety is there, then automatically that focus actually comes. Automatically the prayer comes. Once intensely we ask from the Lord, no, the Lord is waiting to give actually. The focus, the Lord is waiting to give. Only thing is we need to come to the point of I want it. No. So Joe here, like no, Prabhupada in many places he writes this one, what it needs to go back to the spiritual world. You know, one word he writes. Desire. Just desire. इच्छा है तो like no, भगवान ready है पूरा करने के लिए. You know, always he is ready to fulfill the desire. Only thing is we are not able to gather gather that courage to have that exclusive desire actually. No, that is the main point. So that is a way the material nature is like working on us is only on this only. He like to weaken the desire that we have. More we browse the YouTube, or more we browse social media, or more we like even WhatsApp also, even devotee messages also, like no bahar ka message dekhne ka zarurat nahi, even devotee messages also, like we get impatient to see, keep seeing, like isme kya ho raha hai, aapka determination to meditate on the holy name is get weakened. So like every time we have to keep reminding ourselves, keep quotations and keep different kinds of readings and different kind of schedule, in saying that, and also like arguments, personally offering these arguments, that what is a point? Like I have given up so many things, and I have given up so many things which I used to relish a lot, and outside people are relishing that, and I'm given up, like for what? For this purpose, and I'm not getting it. So how, like it is a painful state actually. So we should try to bring about that, this one. When it is so when that comes, the catalyst to this whole thing, this like I'm not getting it, that is a pain that comes. And the catalyst to the whole problem, or whole the thing that intensifies the whole thing is that when will I be able to get it? This question, Atada Brahma Jignasa, this is the actual aspect. So I was just studying वेदांत सूत्र का एक बुक है, लाइक भानु महाराज ने ट्रांसलेट किए हैं बलदेव देवभूषण का. सो इन दैट द फर्स्ट वेदांत सूत्र इज लाइक अथात ब्रह्म जिज्ञासा, एंड इन दैट द वैष्णव कमेंट्री सेज दैट एवरी सर्विस दैट आई डू, एवरी एक्टिविटी आई डू, सो माय क्वेश्चन शुड बी दैट व्हेन विल आई बी एबल टू रियलाइज द लॉर्ड, व्हेन विल आई बी एबल टू अटेन हिम. No, when will I be able to realize the supreme absolute truth? So this question, that when will I be able to get, that's a very intense question actually. When we do that question, when we put that question into place, immediately the focus, immediately like the blessings of the Lord, everything actually starts coming in. So it's a very, very powerful. It's like superlative degree of the desire. Desire is like इच्छा है, like ये मिलेगा तो अच्छा है. So but the desire, when it goes to a next level, highest level, is that when will I be able to get it? I want it now. So that whole this one actually comes. So that this one, and the Tatyanukampa shloka actually gives a very nice this one. It's not itna der tak hum log bol rahe the instant nahi karna chahiye. Like now again we are telling I want it now. So the desire, like the devotee maintains a very intense desire to attain the Lord. But he also maintains the patience, like he is ready to suffer the material pains, till the time the Lord bestows the mercy, like he is very eager to attain the mercy, but he knows that Lord is completely independent, and he let him give the mercy at any time he wants. After 10 million lifetimes also let him give, not a problem. But I will maintain my desire, to attain the Lord, to get that, like connect with the Lord. So that intense desire, and then patiently waiting for the Lord's mercy. So this combination is very, very khatarnak combination. It attracts the Lord. This combination actually attracts the Lord. So that's the thing that we can actually study from Bhagavatam. That maintaining intense desire and ready to wait. These two are very deadly combination to attract the Lord actually. So this is the thing that we have to come up to, and we can prepare. So this is the thing that association, like association mein, what we have to do is like एक दूसरे को मदद करना चाहिए. I am also in same problem, you are also in same problem. So एक दूसरे को मदद करना चाहिए. Like whenever we meet, like we have to come We have to churn this thing and get this mood somehow or other, make this mood prepared. And then we will progress very nicely in this one. So crux is there here in this one.
Sometimes when the good time is going on, that time that desire that going to back to Godhead is not coming nicely. But when we are facing the bad phase in our life.
See, good and bad is also based on what? Based on our desires. Like if I determine good time as everybody talking nicely to me, or my job is in good position, or like if this is my good, this one. So it is, how did I arrive at this is good position? Because this is what I wanted and I'm getting it, so it is good. So but if I make my desire that like focus on the name is my desire, and I'm not able to get, so then we will not be able to tell that it is a good time. No, we will not be able to tell that it is a good time because my desire is not getting fulfilled. So that is how the Shravanam Kirtanam actually helps. Shravanam Kirtanam, the purpose of Shravanam Kirtanam is that, am I able to meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord? Am I able to meditate on the names of the Lord? I am not. That means it is not a good day. So it's like the definition of what is good, what is bad has to change actually. So that is possible. That is how the association actually helps. This is what I want. Like all of us, we want this one. It's just like it's a very high example, but then we can like the context is set for that. So gopis, when they lost Krishna, everyone, each one of them were asking like, did you see that guy? Like it's not, they're not able to. None of us have like got and where he has gone. So that is the feeling. That is the exact feeling, which is like which is. Which will translate into that feeling later on. At least now, like the same thing as that, like when will I be able to get that time when I'll have a undeviated or uninterrupted focus on the Lord? If it is not there, we should feel bad. Should feel bad. Like, and when will I be able to get that? So when that becomes the good times, like is when we hear the names of the Lord. So then that is very nice. It's very nice. And after so much struggle, when we get it, we definitely know this is the blessings of the Lord. So, and when we become proud, the Lord will again remove it. It's like the conductor, So it's a nature of the conductor actually. The conductor, when the resistance is low, the lot of transmission of current is there. Because of the transmission of the current, if the resistance increases, like the conductor doesn't do that, but human beings, we do that. Our pride increases because the Lord is using me as an instrument. So like I am so special. When the pride increases, it naturally obstructs the flow of mercy. Then when the flow of mercy is obstructed, then we are not able to hear the names of the Lord. We are not able to perceive the Lord. So then it becomes very frustrating. So once we go through the cycle, few times, then we understand, this is purely mercy of the Lord and I should just simply thank the Lord. And that humility increases. And more the humility and gratitude increases, more the flow of the mercy of the Lord increases and more we'll be able to perceive the Lord all the time. So that's the whole science of this one. So like the basic thing is like we have to feel that like this is very important. And without this काम नहीं चलेगा. फोकस चाहिए मुझे, बिना इसके बिना काम नहीं चलेगा. तो वो वाला फीलिंग बना के रखना पड़ेगा हमको. Maya's this one is that to break that feeling. No, सब कुछ ठीक ठाक चल रहा है. Like अच्छा है, शांत रहो. And spiritually speaking, like अरे like I have इसी के लिए सब कुछ छोड़ के आया. Like कैसा नहीं चलेगा. Like चाहिए मुझे. So like that is the important thing. Hare Krishna.
In one of these YouTube comments, Prabhuji or Mataji has written, in Kali Yuga, people expect karmas also to be instant, the bad man to be punished instantly and good man to be rewarded instantly. Otherwise, they lose faith in Lord. This instant karma is shown in movies. It's also a very good observation. So yeah, one thing from lecture that I liked is like, even though theists believe in the next life, that I will be rewarded in the next life, and materialists want all the results to be reaped in this life only, but still ultimately what happens, the person who wants reward in the next life is in a very good state as compared to the person who is trying to his level best to enjoy this material world. So this is one point I really like. And second one is that forceful acquiring will always lead to miserable situation. So that we should be satisfied with what we have, rather than artificially acquiring what we do not deserve. That's true. These 2 points.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, nice class. Remembrance of the Lord is the actual quality. And how this remembrance comes, it is again a mercy of the Lord, mercy of the Guru. And actually, when it comes to praying to the Lord, I always remember, I don't think about only 2 hours. Actually, I used to think in several rishis, though they are all pious people, they are beyond 3 modes actually, all the rishis of previous ages, in Treta Yuga or Satya Yuga. They used to do tapasya for thousands and thousands of years continuously. And I used to again remember Kardama Rishi, when he wanted to marry, he prayed to Lord only. I want to marry. And God fulfilled it. And after having Lord as his son, again he ignored his son and he went back for meditation. That's the only thing. Still it's surprising to me. That Lord is his son. And again he goes into the meditation. It was totally into the meditation. And current world, and Prabhupada used to give several examples like, how to remember, like somebody has a girlfriend or a boyfriend. I have seen people, even whole night they keep talking thanks to the mobile phone. Whole night. What they have to talk, nothing is there actually. They keep talking. But even I can also talk so many things. When it comes to real chanting, the struggle is there. That deviation of mind goes. Half an hour chanting, and how many minutes you remember the Lord is really a big question mark actually. Sometimes, fortunately, I get, but sometimes it's not possible. Only again I have to pray to the Lord or something like that. Actually. Hare Krishna.
Antara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.